Hello guys, Henry here, and today I'm looking at my World War II Blender file. The reason for doing that is that I've realised that a lot of people out there don't actually know what a Turner Miniatures Blender file is. I've sort of taken it for granted too much that a lot of people that follow my work are already familiar with it, established customers, let's say, and know what I'm going on about when I say that the next Kickstarter, Battleground 1940 Blitzkrieg, is going to come with a Blender exporter. This video is for those of you who have no idea what that means, so I should explain what's in front of me first. What we're looking at here is my save file in Blender. Blender is a freely available piece of 3D editing software. You can download it for free off the Microsoft Store if you're on PC, or if you're on Mac, it should be available there too. I wouldn't know, I'm not a Mac owner, but anyway. If you go for a Blender pledge on the Kickstarter, you'll get a file that will look like this. It will be derived from this. This is my working file. One of the last things I need to do before delivering everything to backers about a month from now is clean everything up. But you'll get a file that will look very similar to this. And on the right here, we have a list of different items that have been organized into toggles. So you can see up here at the top we've got legs. This is going to look a bit funny because different items are enabled, but you've got like standing legs, standing firing 1, standing firing 2, the mirrored version of that, advancing, kneeling. You get the idea? Swapping these out, you can change your poses around. By default here I've got walking. Under walking we've got boots and trousers and a tunic for the Germans. If I click this white eyeball on the right here, I turn them off. And I could do battle dress there for the British. And I've got, the British have universal pouches. And French, who are a stretch goal, so, I mean, hopefully all odds say they will fund, but they might not be there if everything goes terribly. Hopefully not. But here's a lower greatcoat pieces for the French. I'll just leave this on the Germans for now. But what's the utility for toggling things around? Well, it is that you can actually export your own figures. So you can tweak things how you want. You could rotate heads around, swap out guns for different things. There are different tutorials already on my YouTube channel about how to do that sort of thing. But something I think people will find interesting, which I will show you in this video, is that you can also make conversions by swapping pieces from other Blender exporters, like the World War I exporter. And some stretch goals for this Kickstarter, Battleground 1940, do also add new Blender content, like different French hats for colonial troops and berets and things. But before I show off conversion potential, let's just go through the list of things. So up the top here, we got legs. Going down, then we have different poses for postures. So if you look here, that's a straight back upright. That's stooped. It's leaning forward a bit. Bent over, leaning forward even more. And then all the way up to prone, which you should use the prone legs with. But I'll just take you through the upright folder as an example. Sorry if this looks a bit messy. I've got some stuff toggled on, some stuff toggled off. At the top of your different posture folders, you have heads with different headwear. So here I've got a Stahlhelm. Could swap that out for a German forage cap, a jaunty German forage cap, peak cap, Prodi for the Brits, which has a subfolder in it with chin straps worn up or worn down. And I need to delete this one actually. Again, this file will be cleaned up, sorry. Different Prodis, there's one with netting, there's one that's plain, with the worn up chin strap. Looks like that. Oh, no, that's the wrong one. Like that, yeah. Again, this will be cleaned up. And again, here under my stretches, I've got a French Adrian with two chin strap positions, and there is a third Adrian. It's not in this file yet. I'll move it over, but there's also an Adrian that has a fabric cover over the top. So yeah, you can change your head options. The subfolders here have heads that are positioned for different poses, like this one's for firing a rifle. Beneath that, we've got webbing items. So if you look on this German's back, I can toggle his rolled Zeltbahn on and off, gas mask holder, the mess tin. His Y straps are here too. Y straps, you could toggle them off if you wanted to export troops without them, though I do have a stretch goal for that. And on the front, you see he's got his default rifle pouches. They can be swapped for MP40 pouches, MG webbing with a bandolier, and this pouch here, MG spare barrel, ammunition pouches for the AT rifleman. These ones do need moving around, tweaking a bit based on the legs they're on. Hopefully there'll be time for me to do that for you before the launch. Perhaps rig these to the German legs instead. Still very raw, unfortunately. I have a month to get this more polished up. MG34 cleaning kit, which is designed to go under the MG webbing, like so. Canteen with a bread bag canteen. I had forgotten to have that toggled on the default model I was showing you there. That would be the full webbing for a normal rifleman. So that's all quite cool. And that's that for standard equipment. Then we come down to the pose specific stuff. So here I've got the advancing pose active. I can swap out the supports here for use with different legs. So kneeling 3. If I swap the walking legs for kneeling 3, and then change those kneeling 3 legs to the German bits, which are tunic and boots and trousers. I think it says kneeling 3. I think I meant kneeling 1. That lines up better. They got the same... No, they haven't got the same leg height. Okay. I should fix that then. Oh, no, I know what the problem was. I'm sorry. This is the problem of doing unscripted videos. It's the strap can be swapped out. There's a second strap on this. There we go. There's a kneeling strap. That's how you do it. Okay. Now, I promised that I would show you conversions. So, how about I do that? In another tab here, I have my World War I file open. So, let's go back to the standing firing one. Now, World War I will be good for you both for converting your World War II miniatures, but also for making your World War I models look the same as the World War II ones. So, sorry, I'm just putting this in a position that I like. There we go. If I Alt-Tab over to my World War I file here, everything that is inside the World War I file and World War II file can copy and paste to the other file. They occupy the same physical space. If I copy this head, it comes in at the right place in the World War I file, which means all these bits are fully compatible. If you wanted to make some French reservists for World War II, you could go on the national bits here, go on the French. To explain, sorry, I should have done a better job explaining what I'm looking at here. This is a Blender file from a past Kickstarter from my World War I one. So if I take these French boxes, ammunition boxes, they come in on the correct spot. You might need to tweak them a bit, but it's very basic. But what I want to show you that's particularly cool is, if we set this World War I file up to be a German, lots of toggles to play with here. Let's get rid of that flamethrower. If we set him up to be a German, change his head to be German as well. Not a Jaeger, let's make him just have a Stahlhelm on. We could swap his legs out, because that's the big difference between these models, is the World War II ones, they use the similar sculpt of assets up here, but the legs are longer. So if you don't like my World War I models, you think they're a bit stubby, you could convert them. We could hide these legs. Bring that in. Oh, I'm bringing the tunic. And suddenly my World War I German, you would need to move these down to match, or you could get rid of it, but suddenly my World War I German is of a very similar style to this World War II figure. Sorry. You don't need to do what I'm doing. These functions I'm doing here is just so I could make this one object compare. So that looks pretty cool. Anyway, last thing I'll show you. I'll try to keep this short and sweet. If you want to know more about Blender, please watch my other videos on YouTube. But if you want to export a model, you need only select everything you want to export. You can press A to select everything on the screen. I'm just going to deselect this file, export, STL, desktop. Let's call it German example. Click selection only. put whatever scaling you want in here, or scale model after it's exported, and click Export STL. All you would need to do after this is open the file up in 3D Builder, which is another free program you can get off the Microsoft Store. Make sure you click millimeter, click the tick, prepare the STL, and when this finishes, you can close the viewer and save, and you have a new model. And that's what the Blender files are for. Essentially, if you're happy with the models I'm providing, don't worry about the Blender files, but if you're the kind of person that wants to tweak things, either minor stuff like just which way someone's looking, moving their heads around, or maybe you're a bit more ambitious and you want to try some conversions with different World War 1 parts, or using the Blender bit stretch goals on the Kickstarter, or perhaps you want to convert the World War 1 figures. The World War 2 Blender files give you the ability to do that. Anyway, Battleground 1940 Blitzkrieg launches on the 27th of September, and if you would consider backing it, I would be very grateful. Thank you so much for watching, and happy hobbying.